No.
The problem, we're in a kind of a unique situation, because if we get to the town financial meeting and the school department loads the hall, what's gonna happen in the municipal side of the budget? I mean, are we gonna shut down fire and police in order to have the kids in school? That's a possibility, that's a very strong
But
possibility.
I don't, there's some answers to that I won't really get into, but I'd be glad to have a private, but I do have a question for Mr. Robert. Mr. Robert, the Budget Committee proposal, Jeff, does not take into the fact of the additional monies, because we can, I suspect, tax from 0 to 6,000. If those monies came in, and the Wednesday posting of the supplemental budget gave all cities and towns, how would that affect the taxes, not on the car tax, but on the real estate and tangible personal property?
It all depends, actually.
But if you were,
If the state exempts the motor vehicle tax from the cap of 4.5%,
that would be big.
it would be big. If they don't,
Yes, if they, let's assume they don't.
well, the only impact on the real estate intangibles is if they don't. And that impact would be if the town can now realize an additional, let's just round about the number, $1 million, then that would affect the residential intangible rate downwards.
Downwards. Yeah, that's,
Not from its current 14.35,
no.
but from whatever the projected increase of the tax rate would be, and then there would be an adjustment downward.
Okay, and that adjustment, can we sort of,
The additional revenue, I believe, Jim has, I don't have it here in front of me, but I think we're somewhere
1.174.
something like that, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah,
Right.
according to the Dave Robert.
The magical David Roberts.
Yes, magic, right. So, and if,
I should mention, I'm sorry.
that's okay. You care to conjecture what difference that would make from 1435? It would,
Well, currently, I guess based on the budget committee's projected,
well, not so much the budget committee, so,
well, yeah, that's really the only
Okay, go ahead.
tax rate that I'm
Go ahead.
taking a look at right now. So if roughly we're going from 1435 to 1490, 1491, so in that area. So if we were to realize an additional 1.16 or 175 on the motor vehicles, then just hypothetically, that 1490 might go down to 1465. I mean, I'm just taking a shot, but that would be the
30 cents on the real estate.
roughly. I mean,
Because and then, yeah, I can't hold you, obviously,
yeah,
because we,
I'd have to work it out.
but it would make a difference. If it was exempted from the tax cap calculation, our problems might disappear. Close.
It all depends, like, again, on the
Yeah.
FDM and the roads.
Yeah, well, no, I assume, okay.
Assuming we are given the ability to tax and generate the 1.1 billion, which still puts the taxpayer of the town in the same boat, because it's again, if you're not paying it in the real estate,
No,
you're
but
paying it in the
there's a
motor
different
vehicle.
group. Some
Yeah.
people rent in the town and
Yeah.
they don't pay real estate tax,
Yeah.
they pay car
Car
tax.
tax.
So it has a way of, I won't say equalizing, but obviously, it does relieve real estate tangible person.
I just, speaking with some people I know upstate, that just talked about the revenues coming into the state. I guess with all the flooding, we're already seeing the impact on state revenues, and the predictions that were made are out the window. So we're going to see increase shortfalls upstate, and we know that flows downhill. Just now, this council passed pay as you throw. That's going to be an additional burden on people, and it's like an additional tax. So we are going to go. If we go up to the cap, we're still going over the cap as far as I'm concerned with that. And if we do start taxing on autos that's also an additional tax. So I would ask that this council perhaps consider supporting the Budget Committee's recommendations. I heard mention on the League and City of Towns, well, we have 2 representatives in the Senate up there who represent the town. The other cuts that were made by the Budget Committee, one, visiting nurse, I have to agree that I think we should reinstate that. League and City of Towns and the Chamber of Commerce, well, and the Economic Development Committee, well, we have a state Economic Development Committee, and I think our efforts should be spent pulling on their coattails, because the businesses that are coming to the state, the big businesses that might want to locate in the state, are going to the state Economic Development Committee. So our volunteer committee should perhaps spend time, coordinate with them. Chamber of Commerce, I think, I know Keith Stoke personally, and I think I recommended years ago that this town did make a donation to the chamber, but the way things are going right now, I'm not sure that we can continue. I'm hoping that this council can work these problems out. The only other thing I wanted to say is, I don't know how we're doing in negotiations, but it seems to me that we're going to end up in arbitration. And if it goes to arbitration, I think I know which way it's going to go. So I would hope again, perhaps this council would consider asking our state reps, perhaps change it with some state legislation, and let's try to change it to non-binding. These are the type of things that are going to happen if we have change in the state. There is a move upstate by some reps that have tried to make things like the maintenance of effort disappear in this next budget, so that the shortfalls that the state are making are not put onto the town. I'm hoping that we're looking upstate and we're encouraging our state rep to vote for the things that are actually going to help us back here. Thank you.
If I could make a couple of comments regarding the Chamber of Commerce. I made these before, but maybe there are different people here. The Chamber of Commerce is funding a website and possibly brochures to the local Tiverton EDC. I spent an hour this afternoon with the director of the Newport County Chamber of Commerce, and our discussion centered around, we have been approved for an $80,000 grant that we applied for through the Chamber of Commerce. It has been approved. We will be getting $80,000 for planning of the industrial park. The industrial park hopefully is our future as far as business in this town. I don't see how we can throw that all away for a $2,600 membership fee. We've already gotten more than that back. Other items that were recommendations of the Budget Committee are in contract violation. And this was indicated. We have four firemen who are finishing their paramedic courses that the town approved via contract authorization, and it's coming due, and it's $20,000. The Budget Committee recommended cutting the $20,000. Some of the recommendations, I've gone through the Budget Committee recommendations, and I thought maybe we could get by, if everything goes well, all the cards fall in place, we can get by with half of the recommendations, assuming that, it doesn't snow too much next year, okay, and different things like that. But some of them, we would be cutting off our noses to spite our face. It's just a difficult thing. And, my question would then be, how much of the 1 million, we can go up, the levy can go up $1.4 million. How much of that can we have to put into the municipal budget? I don't know,
Jim, just so I understand what I'm voting for, and I still don't quite understand.